Hi, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be working on the Alphard. It's going in for this MOT very shortly, in about 3 weeks time. I've made some bad decisions recently just because I've just been absolutely shattered, and you can't really make bad decisions on these Japanese imports. You should really be planning in advance for everything. So one of them was this inner wheel arch which eventually said goodbye. And I've got it just basically tore apart and it's now missing completely. It's been the winter months, so that wheel arch was quite important. I'm going to have to clean underneath it before fitting the new one in, but I've managed to get a new one in from Toyota, and I think it came to about £70. Didn't take too long to actually come in, so that's a good sign. Another £70 was made up of all the fitments that go onto it. Now what I've done is I've managed to get those a lot of the fitments from AliExpress, etc. And the main thing is to make sure that this is stable and fits on the vehicle. So some of them I had to buy on eBay, such as the square clips, and again I'll show you this later on. But what I'm going to do is going to fit this on, and not to fit this on and get all the clips, it's going to mean that the bumper has to come off as well. So there's a whole bunch of bolts to come off, and I think I've shown it in a previous video. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get cracking on. It's winter. It's January, so it's cold, so I don't want to be hanging around too long. So I'm going to crack on. You've seen the video of how to remove this before, and this is going to be the first thing that I actually do. Now, when the car's up, I'm also going to switch the oil, take the oil out. Because it's going for an MOT, it's going to have an emissions test as well. So I want to make sure that it's got as much chances of passing. So why not do the oil at the same time, so it's not, if it is burning any oil, it's not burning dirty oil in there. It's a good time to do it. Okay, I'll also go check all the fluids as well to make sure it's happy, and also I'll go check these connections as well to make sure there's no air leaks as well, particularly from the LPG systems. The LPG system has had its filter changed during the summer, so I'm not too worried about that. I might clean out the carbs, and I'll take this battery out and just give it a little charge as well. So I'm going to try and make sure that this thing does not fail its test. One thing I know is that the nozzles are starting to get a bit blocked, so I'm going to remove the air lines to the nozzles, to the water nozzles, and I'm going to blast through some air through that again to free them up, and that should allow them to work much more efficiently. So there's quite a lot of little things that I'm going to be doing. I'll clean out I'll probably change the air filter again. I really want this car to pass nicely. It should do, but ideally you want to pass every single time as easily as possible. Let's crack on. So that's the whole of the bumper off. I said the video for it. Now I'm talking about good decisions, bad decisions. This is flapping around, so a good decision would be to actually go and secure it in place. So that's what I'm going to do just now. And the other thing is just get these two glass lenses, lamp lenses cleaned up, so I can do that as well whilst I'm down here. And overall, just a brief tidy up here. I mentioned that this has been driving for a while, but look at that, you see all the crud in there. It's not going to cause too much problems. I'm going to get a catcher on that. I'm going to catcher up that whole element as well, and then that will give me time for it to dry, have a cup of tea. I might just leave it at that point, clean up the whole of the front of it, get the airline out, clean it all up, and leave it at this for this point. You'll notice I've got a jack there which is not supporting the vehicle, it's just there underneath, it's not in tension. I've got the two jacks holding up the trolley, and I've got another jack there, so that's 4 jacks. I don't trust anything on this vehicle when you're dealing with 2 tons. I've also got the chocks on the rear, 18-inch wheels, chocks. You'll notice that I sign off the oil filters and also put the date 28th of January 2023 when I'm going to change it, so remember exactly what I've done. You could put the oil type on there as well, but we tend to keep the same oil over and over again rather than changing brands. So other thing that I've got is I've got the strap here for removing the oil filter. I find that quite difficult, so you'll notice next to it is this little item here which just attaches onto your ratchet, and it basically takes it off. Now this is not the right one for the Toyota Alphard. The right ones on that, still attached to the filter. And I keep these because they're so much easier than using these straps. Okay, so that's the next thing. And just remember, always having these little copper washers and tightening them onto your and putting them onto the nut which holds the oil into that main tank there, the reservoir. So that's been tightened up. Then there, the crush washer has actually been tightened up, and you can see that's where the washer is. Be careful not to take out the gearbox oil accidentally, which is that one there. Okay, so that's gearbox oil, and that's the oil reservoir there for the engine oil. Okay, so what I'll do is after that I've done that, I'll wipe it down, get it all clean, and that will check to see if it's leaking oil. And as I said, there's the one that I've got for the Toyota, and you also see it's the filter I'm using, the man filter. There's a number on it as well. Perfect. For those of you who want to purchase this, you can see it's a 7614, so I think it's 76 millimeters with 14 flutes on it. It seems to work perfectly for this. Remember to make sure that the rubber seal is still attached in the old oil filter before you put the new one on, and also this will need a little bit of oil on it just to stop it from bunching up when you twist it. If it bunches up, it's going to leak, so the oil just allows it to turn smoothly without the rubber just leaking and tearing. Okay, perfect. I'm now checking the tyres at the front. I've given them a wee shuffle and a wee wiggle, and they're quite solid. Okay, when you're moving them top and bottom and side to side. So I'm looking for the tyre tread indicators, and there's one there, and it's not far off the actual surface. It's only about, it's just 1.6 mil, so I'm going to put it there, making sure I don't actually hit, so I'm not actually on top of that tread depth guide. And I'm trying to do this with one hand, trying to find where I am. There's the 4 millimeters, there's the 3. So you're not far off, about maybe about 2.3 mils. So these tyres will need to get changed. You do it right across the whole depth of it. It's getting really dark, it's getting really difficult to see. You'll probably be able to see that better on the camera than I can actually see with my eyes here. But that's getting a little bit low, so that's going to need to get changed. So that's something I'll have to do before the car goes to the MOT. Okay, so I'm just checking the lights on the car, making sure these night lights work. We're down one registration plate on the right hand side, so I'll need to change that lamp on the right hand side of the registration plate and get that sorted out. The front lights are nice and clear now, so there's no problems there. I'll have to check the reversing lights and brake lights when somebody's here to assist me. We'll check it there.